look at this? What? Let me see.
I can put a pillow in the chair.
Chloe, come here. I feel like you're the only one that would understand.
Okay, I'm coming.
I'm not sure what this means. This is a character on Roblox, but it says... What? I know, that's why I said.
That's not my character. That's a game.
Oh, it's a game? Yeah. Oh, well then we're suing them if it's a game with my name and picture. There was a picture of my cry face, and then I looked at it and it said something super inappropriate, like Kim's new sex tape. No, it was an inappropriate thing. This is supposed to be unreleased footage from my old sex tape. The last thing that I want as a mom is for my past to be brought up 20 years later, especially when it's this big party and my whole family's here. This is some real embarrassing shit, and I need to deal with it. And
It's okay. It's okay.
It's not okay though, it's not. You know, on Roblox. You know, Sam was on Roblox yesterday. And a thing popped up and he started laughing. And I was like, Mommy, look. And it was a picture of my cry face. And it was a game that someone made of Roblox. And it said Kim's new sex tape when you clicked on it. Thank God he can't read yet. And it's like, over my dead body, is this shit gonna happen to me again? I just want it gone. You know?
All right, family, so she had it covered when she said, I don't want to have my children see something 20 years after I've done something. I don't want my children to now be seeing either the person I used to be or something that I did. And she has it covered right there. I don't think anything else needs to be said because she realizes that. But if I were talking to men, of course, I always talk to men about emotional intelligence. If I were going to talk to her about that, I would say, unfortunately, you should have thought about that then. See, through the eyes of God, you see all, right? Or all is seen. Through the eyes of higher self, all is seen. So before you do actions, family, you need to see through the eyes of your higher self. Your higher self could have saw down the road and saw that you didn't want your children to see this. But you're saying this now after you've committed the act. And you're saying, I don't want my children to see something I've done. Now, right after she said that, which is very logical, who would want that, right? She goes on to say, it's not okay. Unfortunately, you're gonna need to be okay. You're allowing yourself to be tortured by something you did a long time ago. Well, you didn't consider if your children were gonna see it, but you should have. And because you didn't, they saw it, and you need to find a way to be okay with that and not torture yourself, cry every time that you see this out. It's not happening to you. She said, I'll be dang if I let this happen to me again. Nothing's happening to you. You did that. You did that. Okay, so guys, I could elaborate further, but I believe she covered it. Okay, I do have more things to say, but I want to play this video from this lady who she actually has done some of the acts that Kim is talking about. Okay, family. So for a lot of you ladies who's considering doing some of these acts to get ahead, because you're going to have these opportunities, family, to use your body to get ahead. You could work hard like everybody else. You have those options available too. But if you take the easy way out, family, it's going to be karma for that. You got to understand that. Okay, just like if a man takes to selling drugs or the fast life as an easy way out, there's karma for that. Okay, so I'm going to play this video for you guys who I'm only playing a clip of it. But for you guys who are considering this, please go watch her full video. It's literally called OnlyFans Ruined My Life. I want you to see how vulnerable she's being, how open she is being about her mistakes and what it caused her. And hopefully you guys get the picture. All right, let's do it.
Where you're basically going to be transitioning into a porn star. Number 2, people are going to steal your photos all day, every day. Even if you don't have a following, whoever subscribes to your account can take your pictures and screenshot and screen record whatever you do. It's not secured, it's not private, like anybody can take your stuff. The really hard thing to accept for me is that anything I had posted on there is all over the internet. Like you can type in my name and there's like the Reddit account that pops up, and it doesn't have everything, but it has a lot of stuff that I had posted on there, and it sucks because if I go and message them and say, can you take this all down out of the kindness of your heart, because I've transitioned and I'm giving my life over to God and I don't want the stuff on the internet, I bet they don't give a crap about how I feel. So your stuff is on the internet for life, and you have to be okay with that. If you have a little girl one day and you want your little girl never to do stuff like that, but they type in mommy's name and all that stuff pops up, what are you gonna do? Another thing about it is that people took my videos and my pictures that I had posted on there, and they went and made a separate like account pretending to be me to make money off my selling my photos and my videos that I posted on there. And so even if I shut it all down, there's accounts that are frauding and pretending to be me to make money off of those photos and videos that I had made. 3, that is a hard reputation to break. Like, I don't know how many comments I get of like, you have OnlyFans, like shut up, you got OnlyFans, like you're going to lose respect. I didn't have much respect to begin with because I was, you know, I picked the easy way out of posting my booty and all of that stuff all the time on Instagram. I didn't have a lot of respect because of just like reputation on YouTube and drama. Like, honestly, I didn't make a lot of smart choices for myself when it came to branding and marketing myself. Definitely learning to be very, very careful on myself of like who I choose to work with. Make sure that you have very high standards for yourself. If you're trying to be an influencer, you are a brand, so be very picky on who you work with and what you do. As I'm starting to rebrand myself, it's going to be very hard to break from that reputation. A lot of people are going to look at me and remember that I did OnlyFans and that I posted my booty all the time on the internet. Like, that's something I have to be strong in as I'm transitioning into, you know, a different brand. If you decide to do OnlyFans, you are a brand. Whether you have any followers or not, you are still a brand. Like, you're your name. Like, you have to be very picky and have high standards of what you want people to know you as. So if you do that and you try to break free from that, there are people that are going to remember and keep that over your head that you ever chose to make that decision in your life.
All right, family, so going based off what she said, okay, you're not going to own your content. So whenever you do this, you're going to think that I can take it down at any moment, I'm going to make my money off of it. No. Someone who doesn't even have a large page could be watching your content, stripping that content, and then making money off of your content. So once you post it up, it's free for everybody to take. So you're not in control of it once you post it. She clearly just said that, okay? Now, that means it's not gonna go away, ever. And these needs to be things that you think about, okay? She went into something else after that, your reputation. A lot of you guys hate to be classified or parallel with your body count as if you have a bad character. Hate to be judged by that. Let me tell you this. High body count, doing acts like this, they're not going to ruin your life. It don't take your credit score down. It won't get you locked up criminally. Now, while it won't affect you in those ways, socially it will. So you need to understand that people are going to judge you and see you differently because of this, whether you want them to or not, whether you feel it's right or not, they're going to, okay? Also, it's not just going to be socially. It's not just going to be people looking at you like you're promiscuous or fast or easy. It's actually jobs that's now not going to hire you because, see, listen, back in the day, like a lot of you guys have heard stories about your parents, your aunts and uncles that they used to run the streets heavy, that they used to do a lot of things or be fast, right? But there was no cameras recording this stuff, right? So what you guys are doing, you're literally saying, I'm going to do this act and I'm going to record myself, post it for everyone to see, reap whatever benefits you call at the time, but you're not thinking about the future. And meanwhile, it's not a memory like it was back in the day. It's literally something you can pull up and everyone could watch as if it just happened today. So you have to understand that now you're not going to get as far in the professional world because you have been seen revealing your body. Like, people just don't respect it as much. You understand? It doesn't mean you're a bad person, but it does mean it's going to be very difficult for you to escape the thing you did to make fast money. You know, it's literally like a man who lived a fast life, went to jail, got a felony, and is now saying, yo, this felony is making my life hard. Why don't somebody remove this? I'm different now. Hire me. I'm different now. See me different. Trust me, I'm different now. No, it doesn't work that way. So you have to get ahead of the thing and put time and effort in. She talked about having high standards. Family, if you have high standards for yourself, you should think about your standards before you put yourself out there like that, because your standards are going to be shattered. You understand that? Regardless of what you're thinking in your mind, I have high standards, so I'm going to work with the right person. That doesn't mean people, if you are naked, family, on camera, doing these sexual acts, I don't care who you are with, you're still naked doing sexual acts on camera. Are you going to care less that your children saw it because it was a known male person that you was working with, because it was a premier or prestigious person? You're not going to want your child to see it regardless. Consider that. Money ain't everything, family. You need to understand that money is fake. It's something that we trade as value, but it's not actually value. So if you sell your soul, and you know how they say, what does it do for a man to gain the whole world but lose his soul? Think about that. Your soul, that's your reputation. That's your essence. You gain the world with this act. Yeah, you got your money, like Kim Kardashian's crying, but she made $200 million off of that video with Ray J. $200 million. Idea. That's a lot of freaking money, yo. It is. In fact, we know of her because of that video still. Absolutely. Now she's doing promotions and movies and shows and all this kind of stuff. We know her for different things now. But this is how she got her big break, family. So to cry about your big break is just weird. We literally all know about you, and she's in her emotions. She doesn't want her children to see it, respectfully so. But it's an act you did, and you gotta be okay with that, family. Absolutely. Find a way. I want Lacey to speak on this. You guys think that Lacey cannot talk. After you hear the wonderful words that come from Lacey, you could go follow her. Please go follow her. She has amazing content, guys, and you will see then that she can talk. And she also has videos on this page, so just scroll and you can see more content from Lacey, but beautiful mind. But I'm a male. I don't want to speak on this wholly, so I want to let Lacey break down some things to Kim and you ladies who are considering doing this, okay? From a woman's perspective.
The first thing that I want to say is that there are, in just comparing these two scenarios, and Kev can correct me if I'm wrong, but Kim was in a relationship with Ray J, and this was a private thing, and there was an accidental leak, versus this young lady who wanted to expose her body to make money. What I need you ladies to understand, that you can still end up in the same place regardless of your intent. Unfortunately, people are less honorable than what they put in front of you, and us as women, we want to get in relationships, and of course you do intimate and flirty things, but unfortunately when you get out of those relationships, what that person is going to do with said information, you have no idea, and you'll still be perceived like the second young lady, somebody that wanted to make money off of their body, even though this was completely private, this was never discussed to become public. There's so many different things. It was a mutual understanding that this was between him and I, or you and him, you know what I mean? And still, with all of that being said and done, a long relationship, a marriage even, a person can still be vindictive and resentful and put you on the internet for the world to see. And I want to say on both ends of that, and I'm sure Kev can add on to that as well, it's very dishonorable to violate someone that way. If it was private and you were trying to be seen or become known by revealing a private moment, and it's just as dishonorable for you to put yourself out there voluntarily to make money, because you will change, you will grow. And there are some victims of this, because I can understand, like I said, being a woman and wanting to do something intimate with your partner, and then that relationship is over and this person wants to see you hurt, and they will use that to target you and make other people view you in the light that they consider themselves to view you.
And the result is the same.
Exactly. And the rest of the world will not care about the details. They will say you were fast, you were a busybody, you were just trying to get attention. And unfortunately, even though that is not fair, that's the way the collective mind works, unfortunately. And it's going to take us a lot of work to break away from that mindset, because these two situations are two different situations. The woman that put her body out there voluntarily to make money, she made an adult decision to reveal herself to the world and did not anticipate the consequences, versus Kim doing something with her man that was completely private and it was released to the world. Now, of course, I'm sure there's people that dispute that it was accidental.
Right. The story is that Kim and Ray J did it to expose it.
Okay.
And Kim wanted to post it for free. The same weekend, but Ray J held on to it until a producer, a prime producer, offered him $200 million to buy it. He got with Kim and they both agreed to sell it. This is why they got the money off of it. So, but she was going to post it earlier because you know what sex tapes do for people. It gets them attention. And she said, I want to be like Paris. Remember when Paris Hilton did it?
That's
She literally said, I want to be like Paris. This is what the story is. You know what I mean? So, but again, like you said, be careful. Be careful if you're sending them to someone that you're not planning for that. You know, so people like to say, you know, make sure you trust them, but I'm gonna tell you, because you trust them don't mean they won't do it. They could have always shown you that they can be trusted, but what people do when they get mad is often different than what they did when you were with them. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of times if they're angry at you for leaving them, they will punish you by lowering your value. Now you've seen women do it. They'll go public and say the man was broke. He didn't treat me right. He was small. And this is to lower his value because she's upset. Well, men do it too, family. They'll say you got a disease, say you was stinking. Show your pictures off, post them up because they want to lower your value. So think about your future self, okay? Number one, with your actions, but also with other people. You know they call it defensive driving? This means you have to make sure that you are prepared up here. You are equipped up here for other people who are toxic, because you can walk around all day being kind to people, but if you trust any and every person, you can still be put out here like this and you did nothing wrong.
Absolutely.
Okay, so sex isn't wrong. Sex with your partner isn't wrong, even if y'all want to record it so y'all can watch it later. That's not wrong. But when it gets posted, the result is going to be the same. Your value is going to drop. People are going to lose respect for you, friends, family, future suitors, because listen, while you say, well, it's sex, right? Please understand this. While it's sex, it does point to your discipline in a relationship.
Absolutely.
So like the lady said, I was taking the easy way out. I was posting half-naked pictures on Instagram long before there was an OnlyFans, just for attention. So I was already losing respect by the way I was carrying myself. And that's when she went into having standards for yourself. Absolutely. You see what I'm saying? So again, if men say they don't want to date you or marry you, have a relationship with you because of sex videos, pictures, the way you post yourself online. I know y'all don't like how that feels, but you have to understand it does speak to your discipline and your longevity and how you're going to respond in a relationship. Okay, men don't typically like to be with women who everybody has already saw them naked. They like to feel special. You see what I'm saying? So it matters not to your true character. Because a lot of times women say, well, we lose value. You don't lose overall. You're not less of a mom. You're not less of a sister. But to a man who wants to date you, you're less of a wife, potentially. You see what I'm saying? As far as your character is concerned. As far as even women around you, they may not want to be around you because birds of a feather. And you could be charismatic, witty, and be a good friend, a great friend. But women don't want to be looked at like that because they're with you, so they will distance themselves. So gain the world, but lose your soul. Is it worth it? Is it worth it, family? Because we'll be hurting in life. We want more out of life than what it's given us at the moment. But if we're not willing to do the necessary work to create a skill, to harness a skill, to earn you the life that you want, but you're willing to take the cheap route by doing stuff like that, you cannot be mad at what happens on the back end of that. You understand? Listen, I tell men all day, okay, get up off of your behind and get out here and make a life for yourself. Unfortunately, that goes for y'all too. It does. And socially in our world, we don't look at women the same as men when it comes to tenacity and initiative to go out and conquer the world. Obviously not. No. So, and here's the kicker. There's going to be way more opportunities for women to show their body, have sex, to get ahead in life because there are a lot of men who are willing to pay for that and want to see that. Just imagine, ladies, how many times have you gotten a job off your own volition, your own intelligence, and someone says you slept with someone to get to the top. Now, notice how they don't blame men for that. They don't accuse men for this, but they do accuse women for this, correct? You ever earned a position and still didn't get the respect that you should have because people think that you gave up your body to get it, or they blamed your body for you having the position? They only hired you and gave you that position because you look a certain way. Doesn't that hurt? See, it points to you guys actually want to earn it, so earn it. Anytime you sell your soul, it's going to be some type of karma for that. Okay, so know that. My only gripe with Kim in this area is you're crying now. You did it. It's 20 years later. You didn't think about that? You didn't think that one day you would have children and your children would see it? Like, why are you doing all this drama? And I want to say this, okay? So you had, you're crying about it now, all right? Someone's recording you cry about it, and they posted you crying about it online. Now everybody else, including me, are making videos about it. The video alone is everywhere. Just using your higher self to see into the future. What do you think that will happen? What will happen from that? Because what I think will happen from that is if your child didn't see the sex tape thing that you thought they saw, that you're crying about, they're certainly going to see you crying about the sex tape thing that you thought they saw. See, like you haven't done it recently, but now because you posted a video has been posted, whoever done that probably should consider firing them if you didn't approve it, okay? Because now everyone's going to be looking for that video. Again, you just reminded them of it, you see? And so one thing turns into another, you know? Next time it happens, are you going to post a video about it again? Because that's just going to make people more aware of it again, honestly. If it hurts you that badly, you probably shouldn't have loaded a video of it. And you probably should remove the person from around you who posted that, because that was another precious moment where you were vulnerable. And now it's being posted and we all speculating from it. So it's not wise, right? This is why people are saying, is this for attention too? I mean, that does line up with your character. This could have been just a mishap. But that's what karma does, though. You see, so you got to think going forward, guys. Like, zooming in is what we do in our flesh. Zooming out allows you to see the bigger picture. When you zoom out, you should see more of the scene. When you zoom out, you should see time. How is this going to look years from now? See, in this moment, it's good. I'm going to get some money. No big deal. But if you zoom out, 20 years from now, you're going to look at this same thing and cry about it. Why? Your perspective changed. But why? Time. And you would have noticed that. How you feel today may not be how you feel 15 years from now. Start thinking before you act.
Absolutely.
Or you're going to blow your life. I'm telling you. It be those regrets, man. The guilt that we harbor for the mistakes that we made when we weren't thinking. And that guilt turns into things that stagnate us. Can't even move forward because of something you already have done and you can't let go. Not forgiving yourself. It's crazy. Yo, you did that. You're going to have to somehow find a way to be okay with what you did. And if you have to, explain it to your daughter so you don't create a generational curse. And you ladies out there, we're supposed to be breaking generational curses. Absolutely. Not creating them. Absolutely. We're supposed to be raising daughters and sons to do better than we did. If you're committing acts like that, it's going to be very hard to convince your daughter not to sell out just as you did. Because now she has an excuse. Mama did it. Absolutely. Do you understand? And she's already being, your children are already going to be clowned about what you did. So they're going to hear about it, family. Oh, you Kim's daughter. You know she was with Ray J. You know, you're going to hear it. And the kids are not going to like to hear it. What if that makes them believe that that's who they are and start doing what mama do, what daddy do? Because that's what kids tend to do. So please don't give your children generational curses. The thing that you're doing today could transfer all the way down to your grandkids. Absolutely. So think about that. You have a future. Live like it. Live like you have a future. Stop doing these things to try to get ahead because you don't want to do the work. Absolutely. Honestly, because when it comes back to bite you, it could have you crying just like this. Now, this woman is a multimillionaire sitting over here crying about a video that her child saw on their computer. That could be you. So think about that, family. Nothing's going to make you feel better about it. As you can see, she's still sitting over here hurt. Now, granted, it could be to get you know, to be seen again, you know, to get back in the limelight again. But it could not be, you understand? And so even if it isn't, even if it's just a hoax and she's fake crying, her children will still have to hear about this. And it ain't a private school that you could put them in to shield this from this. It ain't a single place you can move to that you can shield them from this. You ever heard the term, the internet is undefeated? It is. And it's gonna kick your ass everywhere you go. Soon as you upload something on it, that's below your character. I'm telling you. People already have short memories. Don't give them a video they can pull up. I'm telling you. They will hold you hostage with gunpoint with that video for the rest of your life, okay? Seriously, so put thought into your actions before you put actions to what you're thinking, okay? Like, for real. Anything else, babe?
I would say take control of your life. Don't put your life in the hands of other people when it comes to things that are that fragile. And of course, I'm not coming from a judgmental place.
Absolutely.
We've all been young and flirted and, you know what I mean, just been in the moment, and all of those things in the moment, you don't think about ever having to see, defend, or conversate in relation to that same topic ever again until you do. And then when you do, that's when the aha moment happens, because you genuinely feel like you have control. But when another person is involved, you do not. You only have control over yourself. So if you share that control with someone else, a slight change in their emotions can be the difference between revealing something personal. Even with this, and I didn't know that they had agreed to release the video. I had always had an understanding that people weren't sure if it was deliberate or not.
Right.
But even in a deliberate situation, you could have created something of this magnitude and then somewhere in between point A and point B decided you didn't want to. And it's in the hands of that person now. If they still want to, you can't take it from them. The only thing you can do is beg and plead and hope they see it your way. And you don't want to be that vulnerable and say, please don't do this to me, and try and act like it was intentional.
Or to even be extorted.
Right.
From being forced to do other acts just to get them to delete something. And those are even beneath your standards. So I'm telling you, you don't know some of these demons out here who y'all land with and just dealing with, period, because you never know what their plan is and what they will do to get ahead too.
And jealousy and envy is a terrible drug. And you know people when they're happy, when they're getting what they want from you, but when they have to sit in jealousy, sit in resentment, sit in envy, that changes character for all of us. And you don't want to have someone in control of the fate of your life, even down to affecting your children 20 years later, in the palm of their hands.
Facts.
It's a very uncomfortable feeling, I would imagine. And you're waiting for the other shoe to drop, and it's a really uncomfortable situation to be in. And as a woman, unfortunately, as much as we don't want to hear we lose value, again, it's a agreed upon standard amongst society, and that's nothing we can change unless every individual mind changes, and that's going to take us generations. So until then, society views this type of thing to change your reputation for life. So be careful, ladies. Be really careful. And men as well, hold your honor. When you find a woman that trusts you, whether it is agreed upon or it's not, or she's just trying to make a way for herself, or it's intimate, honor her privacy, because truthfully, you may be trying to come up at the time, but you're dishonoring yourself as well. You're letting the world know you can't keep people's honor. You can't hold that privacy.
No one can confide in you.
Exactly.
No one has anything special with you.
So you will have the same fate. It just will be for a different reason.
Absolutely. She's absolutely right, guys. And what you do whenever you're young and vibrant, it's going to affect you when you become a mother or father. And if it bothers you then, if you live long enough, one day you're going to be a grandparent, guys. One day you might even be a great-grandparent. And if it bothers you as a mother, I'm pretty sure it will bother you even more as a grandmother when all your kids and children are coming to your house for Thanksgiving, okay? And even more as a great grandparent, you are the matriarch of your family. They look at you like you are the god of their family. The grandmother, she guides the home. She keeps it all together. When the moment that she is lost, typically families break apart. Don't you want to be that for your family when you get older? Or do you want your family to not respect you because of some sex tape?
Right.
You don't want that. That's crazy. Because that does not mean that you don't love your family, that you can't cook and provide for your family. None of that. It just means it changed how they look at you. And man, that's everything. Because typically how people see you is how they treat you.
Yes.
And you don't want that as a grandparent. You're going to want respect. You want your children to look at you and think the world of you, idolize you, want to be like you, not be ashamed of you for something you did before they were even born. You got to think about it, family, okay? I encourage you guys, have some emotional intelligence. Think, family. Meditate. Think about your future. Think about the decisions that you make before you make them. Think about your children. Think about your marriage. Think about all of that stuff, family, because it will matter in the future, unless you plan on dying today, okay? Be evolution, family. Be the change that you want to see.
No candle loses its flame from lighting
another.
And if you were to ever find yourself in the middle of chaos, it is in that chaos that you have found yourself.
Absolutely, family.
And we're gonna rise. I've never seen him do that before, yo.
I was like,
he never.
One fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish. Knick-knack, paddywhack, give the dog a bone, 2000, 00, out of time, my bacon smelling fine.
I have never seen you do that. That was hilarious.
Peace, y'all.
Peace. Bye.